Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Whack and Axis channel. Today, we're out at the farm doing some management work. We had to trim away some brush from our blinds and some tree stands. And everybody always talks about Osage orange, and we have quite a bit of that around here. So, there was we call them hedge trees. There was a hedge tree that was leaning out over in front of our stand, and we had to trim it because all the deer were crossing the field and we couldn't shoot at them because that limb was in the way. So I'm going to show you, we had to fix a few things on the blind, and also I'll show you what we did trimming away the edge. So this is the deer stand right here. It used to sit all the way down there by that biggest oak tree right there on the ground, just right there. And my uncle shot a lot of deer out of it, but now, a few years ago, my dad and I built this base. We had our grandpa lift it up with a tractor, and he set it up there. And for the past, I think, 4 or 5 years, it's been up there, and we've killed many deer out of it. That's where my sister shot her first buck a few weekends ago, actually. But you can see all those little cutouts right there of squirrels chewing on it. And this thing was built before I was born, and when it was on the ground, they never messed with it. But now that it's up in the air, they like to climb it, and they started chewing all over it. So that side, we put a piece of tin, and that's going to be our project over the off season, is trying to get tin on this thing so they can't chew on it. So I'll go up in it and show you guys what it looks like inside and show where that limb was hanging. This ladder is an old apple orchard ladder that we reinforced with 1x1s. And then this is the deck that we put on the back of it to get in. And I'd probably say it's about 10 to 12 feet up in the air. So we got 2 office chairs in here, and you can see the squirrels got in here and chewed on them. So we need to get new ones. We got a heater in here, some plexiglass windows that you can put down if it gets cold. And this is where I usually sit over here in this office chair. And that is my view. Like I said earlier, that's where you sit down there, and you can see, you might be able to see it, 2 straps on that tree, kind of higher up. And yeah, it's a pretty cool spot. They usually come out right over there on that corner and walk across. We usually see a lot of deer here. See my dad over there looking for firewood. But let me get this window opened up and show you what we did as far as trimming. Here is where my dad usually sits. This is the right side of the blind. And this branch right here used to have a big part that started down there and went all the way up and covered to about right here. So we could not see anything that was crossing over here. And they usually go right over here, and we can't shoot at them because this branch was in the way. So today, we brought the chainsaws and cut that off, and we got some chunks of Osage orange, and we're gonna set those out and let them season because it's gonna take a while. And another thing we did today, let me close this front window real quick. You can see on this corner, this new piece of plywood, the squirrels had chewed a hole in this window and decided to make a giant nest in this corner. It was from that 2x4 to that 2x4, and it was just piled leaves and sticks. So we came out here and we put this plywood in here, and we have this like mesh wire that we put on it so they can't chew on it. So that is our deer blind. You can see we got a little shooting pad up there. And I forgot to mention that at one point, right here, they actually chewed through the floor, and this whole propane tank was hanging through the bottom of it, about to fall through one year when we came out here. So pretty much at that point, we declared war on the squirrels. And you might see all the way over there across the field, that's actually another shooting house that was here before this one was. And it was made from an old pump house that used to be up at the farmhouse. And my dad converted it into a deer blind, but it got infested with mice, and structurally it is really sound, but it's almost unbearable to sit in there. So we got to go over there and clean that out if anybody wants to sit in it. It's a pretty cool little spot. Alright, this is where I got my first bow kill. Right in here. And all those trees that I was pointing to on the way in, those are all Osage orange. There's a lot of them around here. But that double man stand right there is where I got my first bow kill. He was standing right there by that tree. And what we're gonna do in here real quick is lop off a few saplings. I know it's not the best to be cutting all these saplings down, but they're all like growing into the tree stand, and it is really hard to get a shot. So that's what we're gonna do, and I'll show you what it looks like from the stand afterwards. All right, I'm in the tree stand now. We cut down a tree right there and one further up here, and it is so much clearer. A few years ago in here, you could probably tell by that, we have a honeysuckle problem, and this farm is completely covered in it. My dad and I came in here and we cleared this whole hillside all the way down to the creek down there and up until those trees right over there. And it's been a few years and it's still very clear in here, and it used to be one of my dad's favorite gun hunting spots. So that's why we came in here and put this stand here, and it paid off because I got my first bow deer in it, and now it's even more clear, so I can get a lot more shots. All right, everyone, that's gonna be it for the video. The honeysuckle plants that have started back up again, we kind of pulled, I don't know, a handful of them out, maybe 20 or 25. You can see them because they keep their leaves pretty long. So we got some of those pulled out, and just trying to stay on top of it before it gets infested in here again. If I don't post again before Christmas, I hope all you guys have a Merry Christmas and you stay safe and have fun. So I will see you in the next one.